Peaceful days with his family are something former Turkish naval officer Cafer Topkaya wasn't sure he'd ever have again, after President Recep Tayyip Erdogan accused the then lieutenant commander and most other officers stationed at NATO of supporting the 2016 coup. Topkaya was imprisoned, but escaped several months ago and returned to Brussels, where he tried to stay under the Turkish government's radar until now.
I decided to talk on behalf of me and for those who can't meet the press, who can't meet the journalists, who can't even meet their lawyers. You know, they are in prison and they can't prove their innocence. I have to talk on behalf of them.
Topkaya's ordeal began 3 months after the coup, when he was lured from Brussels back to Ankara under the guise of an urgent meeting. Instead, his former Turkish military colleagues had him arrested and thrown into jail for more than 16 months, turning him overnight from a high-ranking international diplomat with NATO's top security clearance to a so-called terrorist. One of almost 200,000 people swept up in the massive purges ordered by Erdogan after the coup attempt. Topkaya was accused of being a follower of exiled Islamist leader Fethullah Gulen, whom Erdogan blames for instigating the coup. He was also charged with insulting Erdogan on Twitter. The officer says the claims are absurd, that he has no religious or political ties and never had a Twitter account at that point. A prosecutor even brought up his NATO appointment as an allegation against him.
Being pro-Western, pro-NATO is a big crime in Turkey now.
He fled while on a temporary release from prison and awaiting trial. Topkaya says he witnessed terrible things while being held, extreme physical and mental torture of people he's convinced did nothing wrong. Now Topkaya does have a Twitter account, and he's using it to share these stories, sparking a backlash from the government-controlled media in Turkey, which call him a traitor.
I feel relieved with each tweet, and I know the bad guys are afraid of it.
Topkaya's family supports his risky decision even after everything they suffered. His wife Miskure is nervous about telling their story, but agrees it's the right thing to do. Other purged NATO officers, however, feel they must stay in the shadows as threats from Ankara continue. One of them tells me in a written statement he fears Turkish intelligence will snatch Topkaya to shut him up.
Erdogan's long arm is everywhere. They try to find where we live, report on what we do, and if they get orders, they carry them out.
Topkaya says giving way to fear emboldens the autocrats.
What gives them courage is innocent people's being frightened or afraid. So we are innocent, we are on the right side. We should be more courageous.
The Belgian government supports him. On the same day DW spoke with Topkaya, he received word that Belgium has granted him refugee status, protection from the government he thought he would serve all his life.